Okay, so the goal of this assignment is to create a 3D character on a background. And the way you're going to do that is you're going to use at least 10 shapes that they are found behind the Insert Shape tab or this little character here. You're going to do it on slide number 2, which is found right here. On my version, I have a lot more samples here, but we're just going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing we're going to do is use this shape button here, and we're going to do insert and do a rectangle. I'm going to start right in the corner and stretch it out across, and there's my sky background. And then we're going to use this fill color icon to add color. Now there's two different kinds of color, solid and gradient, and I'm going to go ahead and put a gradient in there to make it look like a sky. Now I have to insert a second rectangle for my ground. So here's the second one, and I'm going to start it right at the edge and go all the way to the other edge. And now the fill color icon comes up because I'm in my rectangle. We can see the blue square around it, and I'm going to use gradient again, and I'm going to use the green. So there's my first two shapes. Now I need to use 10 shapes to make my character, and what I'm doing right now is just adjusting the corner of the rectangle by touching the square on the corner, and I can change the size. All right, so now I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to add shapes. I think I'm going to start with a circle, and I touch the background, and I just stretch it out, and there's my circle. And I'm going to change the color to orange. My next shape is using this arced, and see I can make it bigger or smaller. I'm holding the left side of my mouse down, and I just move the background. I'm holding the left side of my mouse down to move the shape around. And now I'm going to change the color of that. And I'm going to do another shape. You can use any shapes you want. I'm just choosing these because to give you a good demonstration. This is the body, and now look how I want the flat side on the bottom of it. So I'm going to just take this and rotate it, this little dot at the top, and slide it over, and it's going to fit. She's going to be kind of can make it a little bit smaller. And the way I change the size is I touch the squares in the corner, and that keeps it in proportion. If I touch the squares in the middle, it'll change, it will shrink it, it will distort it a little bit. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I want to have some legs, and those are, I'm going to adjust that body just a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger, and recenter it. Okay. Now if I want the body part to be behind the hands, this is the way I do it. I go into Arrange and Order, and I send it backwards. And see, so now it's right behind the arms. Now I'm going to do another shape. I'm going to do the trapezoid, and that's going to be right here. But see, I want the skinny part on the bottom for the feet. So what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to right-click on my mouse, copy, and then I'm going to right-click again and paste. So I have two exactly the same legs. And now I'm going to just touch this circle at the top and turn it around. So now it's at the bottom. Now the skinny part is at the bottom. Now I do want you to be changing the colors of your shape. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one kind of a darker orange, and these I'm going to make them like blue jeans. And I'll make these a flat color. So I go over here and choose solid. And I'm going to go ahead and change the jeans to solid and a blue jean color. Okay, and now I want those to go behind as well, so I'm going to go ahead. I have the shape highlighted because we see the squares there. I'm going to do Order and Send Backwards. And I might have to do it a few times so that it gets behind the body. There we go. So I'm going to do Arrange, Order, and Send Backwards. Arrange, Order, and Send Backwards. So there we have it. The legs are now behind the shirt. And I'm going to go ahead and make his head more of a oval than a round. So I just squeezed it in the middle, these middle squares, and that made it an oval from a regular circle. Okay, so that is enough to get you started. You can go ahead and look at the rest of these shapes to see what I put in. I have eyeballs, and I'm just going to go ahead and add one more. I want to go ahead and make that really small and make it white so that he can have some big eyeballs. And I'm going to use the flat color for that, so it's a flat gray. And again, I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste so I have exactly the same size eyeballs. And next, the last thing I'm going to do for this assignment for you is to insert two more shapes. I'm going to do the same circle again, but it's going to be black and they're going to be smaller. And I'm going to, maybe I'll make them black eyes, dark. Those are going to be his, and I need to have the 4 arrows up so that it will move nope, I didn't want to do that. I want to have the 4 arrows up on this so I can move it into position. And then again, I'm going to copy and paste. So I have another eyeball exactly the same, and there it is. So there's my eyeballs. I'm going to stop here. This was just to get you started on your character. You need to have 10 shapes, and what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I need one more, and if I do the hat and the mouth, that will be 11. All right, happy character making.